Welcome, my friends, to the weekly Bible sharing at the San Francisco Young Adult Group. And today, Monday, the beginning of a week. And if you live in Australia, today is quite special because today is a public holiday. And this is a time for, relax and spend time with family, friends to go around. Because today we celebrate the King's birthday. It's public holiday in Australia. And there is, I think, the coincidence from today's celebration and with the public holiday today is there when the gospel today focus on the way how to gain the blessing or happiness in our life. So, with that in mind, my dear young friends, so now please go straight to the gospel today, and come from that, we can gain something to our life. The gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus saw the crowd of people, he went up to the mountain. And after he had sat down, his disciples came to him, and he began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the pure in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are they who will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you and utter every kind of evil against you falsely because of me. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven. Thus they persecuted the prophets who were before you. My dear young friends, the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. My dear friends, like I mentioned at the beginning of the section today, the gospel today focuses on how to gain the blessing in our life, or how to gain the happiness in our life. And for your information, my dear friends, the gospel today we call the Beatitudes. And the Beatitudes come from the Latin word, if you translate it into English, mean happiness or blessings, happiness. So there are 8 sources of happiness in the gospel today. But if you notice, 8 happiness in the gospel today actually go opposite to what we expect in our life. For example, blessed are the poor, blessed who are mourned, blessed are who are hunger. For each of us live in the modern world, we think that the happiness will come with wealth, power, money in the bank, and everything, pleasures in our life, enjoying things in our life. But however, the gospel today goes opposite with what we expect, with 8 sources or beatitudes of happiness. So what is the key learning or lessons for each of us from 8 sources of blessing in the gospel today? My dear young friends, 8 beatitudes from the gospel today highlight on one key thing: the poor, the mourn, the hunger, and the peacemakers, the one who persecuted, they has nothing in themselves. They had nothing, about the source of happiness in their life. Only one thing they have, that is God. And they base totally on God and God happiness. And come from that, the gospel highlight about the true happiness. To gain the true happiness in our life, we need to focus on God only. And based on God, come closer to God. When we do so, we can have the true happiness in our life. Because the earthly happiness will not last long. But the true happiness, when we base on God, when we, do everything, in God's name and put God in the center of our life, that is the true happiness in our life. So, my dear friends, today is a public holiday in Australia, when the time we experience the joyfulness, the happiness when you don't have to go to work, the King's birthday. The gospel highlight to us about, hey, the true happiness is based on God, and let God control our life. So, with that lessons, my dear friends, hopefully can bring you something to reflect on, and more important, apply it into our life. Because each of us, we want to have the true happiness in our life, the gospel offers to us. Learn and apply it into our life. So, thank you, my dear friends, for your time to listen to the gospel and very brief, reflection from my end. And hopefully, the gospel today can bring you something to reflect on and apply. Thank you, my friends, and see you next week. Bye-bye.